Wanna be the greatest of all time. Yeah. Wanna be the greatest of all time. Yeah. Wanna be the greatest of all time. Yeah.
Yo, what's up, y'all? What's going on? How y'all doing out there tonight, man? Welcome to another one, man. Sparking conversation, yo. Well, y'all know what we do each and every week. Me and the crew, we get up here and we just chop it up, man. You know what I'm saying? And we just giving our opinion out here, nothing more, nothing less. You know, for entertainment purposes only. If that's how y'all feel, that's how we feel. You know what I mean? You like it, we love it. You know what I mean? But thank y'all again for showing up another week, man. We know this is Halloween, right? We know a lot of y'all dressing up, but we know a lot of y'all be fake every day though. This is just a day where you can actually put your costume on for being a character that you are every day. I know some of y'all, this is just another day for y'all, right? Not being something that you're not. We get it, y'all. I understand. But shout out to all the parents out there who do have their children out there trick or treating right now. Y'all make sure y'all check that candy. And that's all, man. That's all we gotta say about that, man. You know, respect to everybody and what they do. You know, just make sure that the kids are safe. That's the main thing that I say when it comes down to it. Just make sure the kids are safe. But shout out to y'all. All right. And then shout out again to all the people that be downloading the audio version of this podcast. Y'all know how I do, man. Each and every week, we're going to get up here and we're going to give thanks to y'all, man, because we know without y'all, it wouldn't be possible for us to get a lot of opportunities that come through based on all you guys out there on Spotify, all on Apple, Amazon, Google, everywhere that y'all stream podcasts, we are there. So thank y'all for taking the time out y'all day to download the joint show. Because that's what's crazy about it. It's crazy because, I was thinking like they could just stream it, like from there. And they can. They could just stream it. They don't have to download it. But I'm speaking to the people who actually download it. So I hope y'all understand. Like I'm saying, like people actually take the time to download it as to keep it. So they can listen to it later or listen to it directly without having to go like to the playlist to figure out which one. They go save it, which is dope. So I don't know. I think it's fly. That's one of the parts about this podcast game I didn't know about until I actually got in it from this end. So to any of y'all out there who have a platform that you got in your mind or something that you feel like you want to do, go ahead and do it, yo. I know what they say, like everybody is doing it. That's a lie. I mean, or everybody may have attempted to do it, everybody tried, but everybody don't stay consistent. I think that's the one thing. Just be consistent. Like if you really got a voice and you really feel like you got something to offer, go ahead and do it. You know what I mean? Don't look at it like everybody doing it because they not. You know what I mean? Everybody not doing it well. Even if they are doing it, they're not doing it well. So you just be the person that do it to the best of your ability, but just do what you feel, right? Be consistent. So speaking of that, we got the year anniversary coming up. It's really crazy, yo. We've been rolling for a whole year straight. Next Tuesday. Um, I started it like 3 years ago, right? But we took a little hiatus because I got into the filming mostly and I just focused on that. So then now when we brought the podcast back, because I was like, damn, so now I got a crew. So, it's different when you try to do shit by yourself. I know it seemed like it, like, right? It seemed like, yo, Rod, you do all this shit, you know what I'm saying? So I know people get it, but no, So when you got a little crew, you know what I'm saying? People that's, like minded like you in those areas, it's always good to build. So now, yeah, we get on here, we pop shit, you know. So I just want to say to them, I always tell y'all, I tell them to their face, thank you, and I tell them on here too. So just for y'all that's listening, I really appreciate my crew, man, for real. I hope they know it. I don't know, cause a few of them be hating, yo. I got a couple of things that I want to do in life, and there's a few of them that be hating. I can feel it. I can feel the hate, yo. You know what I'm saying? It's just coming from them right now and shit, yo. But yeah, it's dope. So tonight it's gonna be crazy. All right. So look, we normally talk about trending topics. We're not gonna do that. Yeah, I'm about to lie. Yes, we are. Part of what we're gonna talk about tonight is gonna lead into one of the trending topics. So I got a special guest that's gonna come on. I got Tracy Pinkhammer in the building, yo. An entrepreneur, a real estate investor. She does all multifaceted. I mean, if you need a new roof, she got the connections on that. If you need any cabinets for all my people out there that are contractors and y'all up here building these new projects and these new homes, you need these cabinets, man. You can go to her. She's a vendor for cabinets. Like it's just so much going on. She's a property manager. She's a project manager. So not only does she, a person that's getting a house remodeled or whatever they're getting done to it, that has to do with anything that has to do with contractors, they hire her to go in and make sure that these people are doing what they say they're going to do in order for them to get that check at the end of the day. If that's what they're looking for, they got to do exactly what they say. And then she got the knowledge to know exactly if they're doing it right and not just going on there putting it a band-aid on some shit and rubbing on some little paint over it. They really did what they have to do. So she got a lot of stories. I had her on the show once before. So if y'all ever go through the catalog, y'all see familiar that she was on the show. But on that show, we was talking about real estate investing on that level. You know what I mean? Her and Salasia, they jumped on here and we gave out a lot of game and they gave out a lot of knowledge to the people, especially hopefully motivated a lot of women that they could get out here and get into this real estate investment. Like, don't look at it as it's not a male dominated game. It's just that it's a lot of men who take the opportunity to understand how important land is. But it's not like women can't get in it too. But it's even better when it's a team too that's on the same like-minded people, that get together. So she does all of that. And but tonight we're not going to be talking about it from that standpoint. What we're going to talk about it from is from the real estate investment portion that involves fraud to help make sure that people know and the signs, everything you need to do to avoid that. When you thinking about getting into real estate investment, right? You want to make sure you got the information and know what to get into and what not, who to trust and who not, because it's always going to be some guru or somebody out here that claim they got the knowledge. They lifestyle trick everybody. They get people out there looking at their gear, their cars, and all this other shit, saying that this is how they do it, when they just be regurgitating information, selling y'all, and then boom, taking it from y'all, which goes along to what we get ready to talk about, because trending lately has been DJ Envy, but not so much DJ Envy, but C's opinion, because he's the main culprit. DJ Envy happened to be used for his celebrity, but that was on him. He knew what he was getting into, because there's too many people coming out when he tried to get them on board, because he was responsible for trying to recruit other celebrity friends to get in. So regardless if he was the person taking the money, he was trying to recruit other people to get in. And they was telling him that it didn't seem right. And he still ran with it. So but Caesar is the one who took all the things and got all this stuff and it's happening everywhere. Unfortunately, it's happening to a bunch of people right here where we are. And that's why it's important that we get out here, because it's a lot of people out here who are looking to figure out ways to maximize their income. And not only that, have something they could pass down to their children. So the last thing you need to do is get out here and try to microwave or shortcut your way into it. And that's what happened with a lot of people. But what we're saying is that, yeah, there's some tricky people that are in the long way too. So we just want to give y'all information to avoid it all. You get what I'm saying? No matter if it's coming from somebody who told y'all, hey, give me this amount and I'm going to give you this amount back, and this is what we're going to do. Or it's a person that's telling you, hey, let me teach you this. All you got to do is pay me this and I'm going to teach you how to do it. But they not really doing it themselves. And so this is the thing that we're gonna do. So Tracy gonna come on tonight, and look, we're gonna chop it up. We're gonna make sure that y'all get this information, and it's gonna be dope, because not only are we gonna talk about that, we also gonna be talking about what's going on, because the FBI actually is running around here trying to figure this shit out too as well. So all the people who think they're getting away with it right now, I promise you, your goose gonna get cooked. Is you not you can live high right now. I'm telling you, go ahead. Keep doing what you doing. Keep thinking that what you doing is it, yo. Like you about some shit, yo. I'm telling you, it's coming around. Because a lot of y'all are taken from people who believe in you, and you really think that's cool. You know what I mean? That's corny. It's not. So I'm gonna bring the crew up in a minute, but we're gonna get into that shit, yo, because it's mad corny, and it just so happened that it's happening to people right around here. And it's happening to people everywhere. But if you don't know the signs, then you don't know what to look for. But we're gonna get that in. And we're gonna chop it up about Caesar too, because it's corny. And we gonna get some of that smoke tonight too. No disrespect, but you're gonna get some of that smoke tonight too. So let me see what the crew got going on. Then we're gonna bring up Tracy in a minute, yo. All right, let me see who we got in the building. Meek, what up, y'all?
What's up? What's up? How you doing?
Chilling, y'all. How you, man?
Talking shit. I'm good.
I already know. See double, what's popping, y'all?
I made it back in time.
I know you was out there knocking on people's doors and shit, y'all. I dig it. Word, but that's what's up, man. Glad you're in the building and shit, though. Word. Chevy Cab, what up, B? Yeah.
Hey,
What up? What up? In the building.
All right, what's going on with you, bro?
Man, you know, cooling. Trying to eat these kids Halloween candy.
Oh, I ain't mad. I ain't mad.
Okay.
Listen, they was telling me that they got a place. Somebody was telling me that they go take their kid. It was I can't think of it. I now don't know why I can't think of it. It was some type of strip mall or something where they give out the whole candy. Like you know how other people give out like the fun size or like the Snickers and the Kit Kat. Now these people give out the full. They give out the full size. So the parents be taking their kids to there so they could get their greedy ass the candy. You know what I mean? Because they give out the
Right.
full. So I can't remember the joint that they were saying. Hey yo, my joint. Word. All right, so look, we got Tracy in the building, right? But before we do that, I just want to tell y'all, man, I didn't mention it in the opening, but it's a lot of shit that's been trending, and we're gonna save it for next week though, for real. But shout out to y'all, man. I've been seeing y'all out here, yo. I just want to say that real quick before we bring the guests in. See double, you out here getting busy, yo. So listen,
Me?
they done let the whole beast out, yo. I'm saying, like, I'm just like, yo, like, you go from, oh my God, I don't do that type, I don't do all that. And then now, killing, like, is everywhere killing, yo. So shout out to you, man. I think, for all of y'all that don't know what I'm talking about, y'all make sure y'all go follow C Double, man. See that work she putting out there, man, for real. I'm just like, look, every time I see people progress, man, I think you need to give them a shout out, yo, for real, because it's so dope, man, to see people grow, man. Like, you know what I mean? Because look, everybody don't believe in people for real. Like, I don't care, but I do. Like, I'm that guy. Like, I'm cheering for people because I'm. It's gonna come right back. But you people cheering for me or not? That work going out there. I don't know. I ain't mad at them. And Meek, I see you too. I see you. And gear and the bags and the cups and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So man, yo, it's like, damn, yo.
yes.
I'm just proud of y'all, man. That's all I'm gonna say. Cab, I see you out there too. And then another thing too, Cab, I mean, you always willing and behind the scenes, man, when it comes to this filming shit, man. Help me out too, B. So I gotta make sure people understand that too, because they see you in a lot of the joints. And that new joint that's out is rolling. So
Man.
the joint is rolling, son. The one that I just put that joint up, what, Monday? That joint rolling. Yeah, they love that one, fam. You really showed out.
That shit was funny.
Yeah,
Kev
you
a funny ass nigga though. Like my husband even said, my husband fuck with Kev. He be like, hey, I don't know who that bald head dude with the beard, but that nigga funny as shit.
Appreciate that.
He do. He fuck with you though. He be funny. So you a funny ass dude for real.
yeah, you got that one off for real, B. I can't wait for the one drop the one with you and my cousin, yo, with the Dollar Tree joint. Yo, that shit go.
Yo, that
Yo,
shit. I
listen,
cannot wait.
that's gonna break the internet, man. That one crazy.
That shit is
One, the one with TJ and Tamika setting me up to go get in a fight. I'm an Uber driver, like this shit gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Like and then, like we got some joints. Like yo, for those of y'all that's watching, I know you know what I'm saying. I'm just letting y'all know we got some joints in the bag. Yo, they coming, but we got some joints, and it's more. That new vampire joint. Let me just tell y'all.
And I ain't even funny in real life. I don't even know what the fuck I be doing. I be doing anything. Like,
Like everybody expect you to go completely crazy on everything that's going on, yo. Like, cause it's just that thing, you know what I mean? Everything going crazy, man. So it's fly. All right, yo. So we got Tracy in the building. right? So we're gonna talk about some shit, man. We're gonna get into the ins and outs, and we're gonna get into the signs, man, the warning signs of real estate investment fraud and what you can do to avoid it. You know what I mean? And how we, because it's a real thing. Y'all know it's to me. National news now with Envy and flipping NJ. It's a big thing. The FBI done got involved. So it's going to trickle down because once they realize that and understand how that go, it's people who have been a victim are now going to know who to go contact. And you know what's even crazy? Oh no, we're gonna get into that. I'm gonna wait till she get on. We're gonna get into that. But either way it go. So for those of y'all that's watching, that's what we're gonna get into. So me and the crew, we're gonna chop it up with Tracy. And like I told y'all in the intro, she's an entrepreneur. She does everything on the real estate end, from not only from flipping the houses, investing in houses for she wholesale. She even do real estate when it comes to fixing and flipping and all this other stuff, project managing, the whole nine. Like she even know how to go in there and do demolition. She demos houses, and she also knows how to put the fucking cabinets in. Like I mean, herself personally, she's called Pink Hammer for a reason, and even though this is not what we're talking about tonight, so I want to mention it. Not only with her being a black woman in this particular game, she's also had to come up against people in a way where they tried to harm her in this business based on how men are with their ego, not wanting to take directions from a woman or thinking that she's not going to know what to look for when she go in these houses behind these contractors, thinking they was going to play her to get that check that day. So she got the name Pink Hammer for a couple of reasons. I'm gonna leave it at that. You get what I'm saying? It's like you see she's still here. So although they run down, they don't step but a couple of inches because she got things that she named Pink Hammer for a reason. I'm just trying to get that out there. All right. So look, we're gonna bring her up real quick, you know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna chop it up, man. We're gonna get into this shit, y'all. So let's see. Chase, what up, y'all?
Hey y'all, how's everybody doing? I'm in the back crying. I'm sweating because y'all had me laughing so hard. I'm glad nobody can smell me.
And then I had you gonna try to come up all next. Like,
Yeah, they
Yeah.
come
Why
up
you
here
not come
cute.
up all humble? Let me tell you, you was a bad bitch. Because I know how that industry get down. Let me tell you, baby, I went to try to get my real estate license after I failed the test the first time. I said, you won't fuck with my ego again. But let me tell you,
It is
I
hard.
watch it is.
hard.
But I watch a lot of HGTV because I think that in my mind I can do that shit in real life. So I'm a DIYer. That's not really a DIYer, but I think I am. Let me tell you, baby, you dominate.
Oh,
I give it
thank
to
you, y'all. Thank you, y'all. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's a lot of love.
Yeah.
I get love now, but it wasn't like that in the beginning. Like he was saying, I'm originally from Brooklyn, from Flatbush, and I grew up with I have one brother and 11 first cousins, so it was 12 boys and me. And so you know how they LL Cool J say, "Mama said knock you out." My mother used to like put their dicks in the dirt, like she said it real ladylike, but she said it like that's the interpretation I had with all the Christian music playing in the background. So they used to put me in the shopping cart, take me to the top of the hill, and let it roll. And if I flew out, they would like they'll shake it off. So I love pink, I love sparkles, but at the same time, I don't mind. I don't know what's wrong with me, but it feels good to go up against the bad guy. You know what I mean? I'm just built for it. That's all. But thank you, y'all. See, I wasn't that humble.
I ain't even look, but I ain't even get into the other end. Like you're a mom for real, and you taking in children. You
I raised. I adopted one and raised three foster kids. Yep.
Right.
And I have a biological one. So when my mother died, her two dogs, my son's pet iguana. I had a 3-year-old, a 7-year-old, 2 10-year-olds, and a 15-year-old. And I thought I don't know how I did it without medication, but when you're so busy, you can't think, right? You can't think. You're just busy. But what that did was it gave me the same strength. I could take that and translate it into my construction. So when it was time for me to hang the drywall and my back was hurting, or I'm loading 50-pound bags of concrete, I knew how to suck it up and keep going because at the end of the day, the results, right? It was all about the results for me. But those kids, they handed me my ass. I'm not even playing. To this day, I'm telling you, that's why I got all these gray hairs.
Well, you did it, and
I
so
did it. Thank
we
you.
just gotta give props when props is due. You know what I'm saying? That's why I
Thank
was
you. Thank you.
earlier when I brought them on. When you recognize your people doing good, man, salute them, man. Like, don't just be sitting up here trying to make it seem like it's all about you. Like, salute your people, man, because it go a long way. We had a show not too long ago, and we was talking about love languages, and we was talking about,
Yeah.
not positive affirmation. That's
Yeah.
not. But what was it, Kev? Words of affirmation. You know what I'm saying? We were talking about that, and that's part of it. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta affirm your people, man, and make sure that they know, like, yo, I don't care what everybody else ain't talking about, but I see you. You know what I mean?
So I
And
see. I see y'all. I see y'all. I've
yeah,
watched you over the year. I watched you go from you solo, Rob,
mm,
to growing your team and y'all sticking with each other and getting funnier. And, I don't know, you go back to the lab, you come back in with something different. It's entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. In the beginning, I didn't listen all the way through, but now I do. I do now. I pay attention. The whole Uber thing was hysterical, and I was like, I don't know how you're thinking of it, but I am really looking forward to seeing you guys with your own show. I mean, literally your own show one day. I could see it happening. Your crew, like a your own little Saturday Night Live or Living in Color or so whatever something. I don't know what they do on TV. That's not my thing, but I see it. I'm telling you, somebody's watching y'all, and it's coming.
it's coming.
That's
We
me.
working. We working, and we got a lot, and it's dope, and I appreciate that for real because like I said, very few and far between that people really actually say those words. Like we see them. And it's crazy though, because now, like with Facebook, they got this thing now where you can highlight, like you can put in your comments and hit at people and do the highlights, and it say
Hmm.
anybody who come back where it's blue, that mean they've been watching your page and they don't really, so you can tell who been watching your stuff and just not been, liking it or commenting or whatever. And it's bananas when you come back with it, and you be seeing it. And it's like, yo, for real. So you could kind of see that people are watching, like regardless of what the engagement may look like. It's crazy. Like they watching and you dead ass. So I definitely appreciate that.
Hmm.
So tonight, you know what I
We
mean?
gonna get
We want
into
to
it.
get into it. We want to get into it.
Firstly,
I
take off
bet.
these
So
earrings.
take your earrings off. You ready to fight?
I'm
All right.
ready. Get my
You got your Vaseline. You got
Vaseline.
Vaseline. All right. You know what I'm saying? I see your hair curly, so you ready? So look,
Now, right, you already know that's a snatch and go. Like she can just
Right.
she
Because
gonna
it's
take
braided
that off
down. I ain't trying to play it right. You can't grab it. When I take it off, you
yeah,
can't grab these braids. What?
yeah.
Wow.
What?
I'm gonna go ahead and jab you. You gonna pull nothing. You gonna pull and keep pulling. I'm gonna come jab you. But yeah, so definitely. So tonight, y'all, real estate fraud, real estate investment fraud.
Yes.
Now, Trace, before we get into the whole reason why you really wanted to jump on, because it's a lot of reasons why. Personally, you had to deal with some things, and based on the education, I want you to also. We're gonna talk about a couple of things too. We're gonna talk about that word trust too.
Mhm.
Because a lot of times the people who are getting these things done to them are getting done by people who they trust,
That's what happens.
and that's the worst part about it. And then it makes people go into their bag where they don't want to trust people no more. They always say this thing like, yo, if they do it, then anybody will do it, and that's not true. It's always signs that people are out to get you. You just got to be willing to listen to it. It's verbiage. You got to listen to the verbiage. People are going to say it in a certain way. You just got to be willing to be the person that turns on your discernment. I know you may want this badly, but you got to listen to what people say, and you cannot trust it. You're going to have to go to it. So before we get into your personal story, Trace, we're going to talk about this. We're going to say, like, real estate investment fraud, y'all. I'm telling y'all, people are getting their whole life savings taken away from them. I just want to stress the severity of what we get ready to get into. Not because they not trying, and I get it.
Right.
It's really
Right.
their fault. Let's be completely honest. Let's be real. It's the people's fault who just blindly giving their money away. It's
Right.
nobody's fault but theirs. But let's say this: they're doing it with people they trust. So either way
Right.
it goes, you would trust that the person is going to keep their word. It's just something about your word is supposed to be your bond. It's just something about that thing there that makes it even more worse that when it happens to a person, although they shouldn't have trusted you, they trusted you because they trusted you. That's some weird shit right there, yo. And then you
Can I say
betray it.
something?
Yeah, definitely. I'm about to give you the floor. I just want to
Oh,
set it up before we go in. You know what I mean? I'm about to give you the floor because I want you to tell them the story about how you got here. If you whatever you're willing to tell. So go ahead.
so so I feel like every time somebody goes through something terrible, somebody does something to them terrible, it's really to make them more aware of themselves. So what I learned is that my cousin had died. She was like my sister. She was 44. She was beautiful. She was young. She had two children, 12 and 13. We were doing it. She was buying the houses, and she lived in New York. She bought a house. I put the house together here in North Carolina. We sell it, split the profit. We was going. I mean, things were good. Saturday, right? She decides that she needs to go get a chin done, and she had been sick. It was March of 2020, and she had been sick. So we just thought it was a flu. So she went to go get her chin tucked. And when she got off the table, she lost consciousness. Her heart stopped for 30 minutes. They got her back. They got her to the hospital. She was in a coma. They induced the coma, I guess deeper, whatever. But anyway, make a long story short, she died. And she died so suddenly and she was my cousin. And I was more like her big sister. We talked 3-4 times a day. I lived and breathed that girl. When I tell you I lived and breathed that girl, anything, it was between me, her, and God, right? So she died, and I was devastated. I lost my mom, and it didn't even feel the way it felt when I lost her. And so fast forward, I moved forward, and now I'm ready to get back to work. I took 2 years off, mental break. I don't know if it was a breakdown. I don't know what it was, but I was so needy to replace that love. And I felt like if it wasn't a man, but a woman coming at me, it had to be safe. You understand? My vulnerability, my neediness, my desire to need somebody to fill that space, to love me, actually opened up the door for all kind of attacks. And so I feel like things happen to people so that they could really kind of like review themselves and look at where they're weak at and say, oh, I know now not to be this weak. I don't need anybody to the point where I could just listen to anything that they say and do anything that they tell me to do, that I can actually love myself enough to pay attention.
Gotcha.
So that's where how it started, and that's when I put myself in a predicament.
Right. Well, I mean, the thing is, though, you had the knowledge too. You know what I'm saying? Somebody has something that sounds like it eats people in the background. I was going to get into my point, but
Tracy
whoever
got a big dog.
that is,
I got 3 big dogs.
okay, and whichever one that was, it sounds like people are no problem. Like,
She's
at
a
all.
beast.
Okay, it sounds right. So that leads into my next thing. So with that being said, if you don't mind, because I want to make sure that people understand why we're really talking about this today. We're gonna get into some other things outside of it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna bring the crew into it, but I want you to tell them, if you would, from what you feel like you want to give, like how you really were affected by that neediness, like, because we want people to understand emotionally. We can't make decisions when it comes to business, right? Business is business, and then when emotions get involved, it allows us to be vulnerable to people who can prey on those emotions. Remember, it's a lot of things that people know about us because we say it, that we think that we doing, we confiding in, that they use as, they mentally storing it so they know how to use it against you. So let's talk about your situation a little bit if you can. Let's talk about the
So,
house.
oh my God, you really taking me there? All right, all
You
right.
got
So,
you gotta get into it, yeah.
so I thought, well, first of all, after COVID, everything changed.
Right.
Interest rates went down, hard money changed. I originally was getting my loans, just getting regular loans from a bank, and it wasn't the same as a hard money loan. So Marion was getting the loans from a hard, regular bank. So as long as we kept the bank, the house for 3 months, it wasn't a problem.
Right.
So we fast forward now, COVID hit, everything changed in the game. So I woke up or started coming back out of my little zombie state to all this new stuff that I didn't know about. So I started hearing about it and I didn't understand it. But I was told that I could use so you have not collateral. Uh
Equity.
you don't have equity, thank you. You have equity in your house. And I had a lot of equity in my house and I was told that the house could be used, the equity could be pulled out of the house and used to buy other houses, that I could partner with all these different people, that there were project management jobs waiting for me, that I would be able to pull in a salary and easily just, buy my house back and do all this other stuff. Well, I'm not going to go into details right now, but what happened was that, number one, I wasn't put in a position to be able to buy my house back. My mortgage payment went from $1,300 a month to $3,500 a month. My because there was no steady income coming in from the job that I thought I was going to have when I originally signed up for all of this, because there was no money coming in. Of course, um, I wasn't in a position to get another home mortgage like I was before. When I was working, when I was working before, I was able to qualify for a home mortgage with Wells Fargo. No problem. But because I took 2 years off and then I get back to work, I would have needed a steady income. I needed to show the same things that I was showing before. Well, nothing happened. All the promises, all the opportunities that were supposed to be there were not there. I know I'm not going hard enough, but I don't want to be,
No, but you gotta say this part. You ain't gotta give it out, but you gotta say, like, but you were told these things. You worked a job and didn't get paid. Like, let's be honest about
yes.
that. Not only
Yeah,
did you work a job and didn't get paid, that's why you wasn't in the ability to get to pay your joint back. But the person who put you who told you that they would be in a position to give you that, to help you get that back, is the same person that put you in that position in the first place. So we can at least say that. If you can't say it, I can say it. We ain't got to say
right,
names, but I can say that. Like, because I'm trying to make sure that people get the severity of it. It ain't just the fact that you didn't have an income and all this other stuff. I'm telling y'all, like, it wasn't based on that. It was based on the fact that somebody promised, somebody that she trusted. Hence, that's why it goes back to the neediness or the vulnerability to have somebody to come in, and somebody that's a woman and not a man, and use it against her for physically. You know how that go. So then when it come down to even trusting or getting to the sister vibe, and then that person does something like this, where it's your home, and they have such a shark mentality that they're willing to take their friend, and they wouldn't care if their friend was on the street. I'm talking about that. Like, that's what I'm talking about when it comes down to what has happened to you in order for you to be who you are today. Like, understand you overcame that and all that other shit, but what I'm saying to you, that was mad corny for what that happened. Again, like we open up the show. It's things going on to people out here because they trust someone.
right,
And we got to make sure that people understand, like, it's okay to trust people. Just make it business when it
right,
comes to your life, and when it comes to what you consider is your home front, your stand, whatever that your square is, your bag, however you want to put it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that gotta be it. So nah, it ain't about you going hard, but like, yo, let's keep it 1,000. You ain't gotta put the person name out there, but they dead ass wrong for that. So, but go
mm.
ahead, my bad.
and
I'll wait for
and
you.
and it was like watching or feeling Marion's out all over again, because it was like, thank God that I was able to, do what I needed to do to get it back you know, not back to me in the way that I had it, but at least in a position where I have power over it, right? And the equity is now back where I could, if I needed to use it or tap into it, it would be available for me. But it's still not the same, you know. I feel like, you know, I had some friends that, you know, when I went to them and started telling them, I was so excited, and they knew that I hadn't left the house, you know, in years. So they were very excited. You know, no, I didn't. When you tell the story to people and you believe what's going to happen is going to happen, you don't tell the story where people can hear dun, dun, dun. Like, they don't get to hear that. You know,
Right.
you leave that part out because you're speaking from the heart. And I was speaking from the heart. So I told the story according to what I believed was going on. And so no one gave me caution. You understand? So no one thought. Now, when my cousins and my friends and stuff look back over how everything happened, I can't say 100% what the whole picture was, because I can only see the picture from where I was standing. But I can say that had I not had the ability to flip houses and get out there and know how to work the resources that I had, and the resources that this person also, you know, opened some networking friendships and stuff, you know, running around and hanging out, and I was able to take that and use that.
Right.
It saved me from being out on the street, because at the end of the day, the only ending to this story, had it gone any other way than the way it went, the only ending was that I would have been in cardboard boxes out on the street.
So I have a
And
question. Oh, I'm sorry, not to cut you. Go ahead.
no, it's okay.
I have a question, and you don't like Ross said, like, we don't like you name drop, like, we not into the drama, into the mess. We get it, but how
Right.
close was this person? Because when we compare, like DJ Envy and the thousands of people that they had, like, I'm pretty sure that these aren't all people that he like knew personally. So for
Right.
you, how close was this person? Were they a family member, a family friend, or was it just somebody that part of your networking and on your journey of trying to like educate yourself within that industry is somebody you just, you know, so happen to come across? So how close were they?
Well, I knew somebody that they knew. That was it. It was so crazy, because it wasn't like there was a deep, long-lasting, long-term relationship there. It was just my vulnerability, and it sounded so good. And the promises were so realistic. Like, so let's say if everything that was promised happened, it would have been golden. And there was the possibility of the promises happen, the opportunity, it was there. It wasn't like I didn't see it, or I didn't know it, or I couldn't taste, touch, see, and feel the actual promise. And, you know, it was in the form of work and all that stuff. It was just that it didn't happen. And
Because
then you can't ask questions about things. Let's put it this way: if people don't want you to know something, they just don't tell you, and then you got to figure it out for yourself. One thing about it is, when you have love for someone, whether you're in love with them or you love them, in any relationship that you have with someone, and you want to believe. You know how many times people have held on in a relationship that really they should not have been holding on into? It happens that way in business too. You want to believe that, nah, it would never happen. This can't be. I told myself over and over again, am I seeing what I'm seeing? Is this really what it is? Is this really what could be happening? And to this day, I got to the point where I could care less if I had the answers to the questions. I just knew I had to do what was best for me to survive. And had I not been from the place that I was from, I don't think I would have had that fight. That fight gave me high blood pressure, made my heart go crazy. I was sick as a dog because I'm not young. You know what I mean? I'm not your age, right? It took its toll on my physical being. And the fight was, are you really seeing what you think you're seeing? Nah, you're not seeing it. It was a back and forth battle all the way to the end. But I did what I had to do according to the fact that it wasn't true. That's and had I not moved like that, and I moved like that, it was like I was in a dream. Do you know what it feels like to move opposite of everything your heart is calling you to do? You understand what I mean? That it was just hard. It was hard, but I did it. I'm happy it's over, but you know, I don't know. I don't want to really.
I feel like you can't really get into it. And that's the reason why I'm trying to watch what I'm asking you, because I feel like you can't really get into it in great detail. But I'm highly intrigued because taking a look at the situation, not your situation, this is the DJ Envy, you know, because everything is in correlation. So even take a look at that situation, like my whole thing is, and I find it extremely disgusting because of course, when it comes to a lot of industries, you're gonna have the vast majority that's not gonna have a clue. So something as your relationship to that person, something as notoriety or anything is so easy with people as far as gaining trust. Me, I like to question everything. Now, I've read 50 of Laws of Power.
Right.
And even before then, it kind of just solidified a lot of things I knew. But even then, they always say, always question somebody's intentions, always question their actions. They can want to say they justify you all day long, but as long as you're giving them pretty much the power to, like, you know, kind of your situation, the power as far as the financial, that person really dicks you out. As long as you're giving them that, like, they're gonna always take advantage of somebody that's ignorant type of, you know, ordeal. So you gotta always question somebody's intention. And now I know that usually in the industry like that, if you don't know, it's easy to block somebody out like that. That, you know, now you don't have an idea, you don't know where to get the resources from, but they target people just like you that was in a vulnerable state at that point in time. And you know, like they really took advantage of you. And I think in this situation, especially with DJ Envy and them, like they took advantage of them people. They took advantage of all them people that didn't know nothing about real estate, but because of their notoriety and them giving them like their talk game being, you know, they're confident. Because if anybody listen to TED Talks and you are around a certain, you know, caliber of people, they tell you you cannot know what you're talking about. But if you're talking with some type of conviction and confidence, people will buy right into it.
Right.
So as long as you're doing that, I'm gonna be able to.
And it has to be a lot of truth to it. You can't go and get people to sign on a dotted line or believing you off of something crazy. People, I mean, we have the internet now, right? Nobody's walking around here obtuse to what's real out here. But, well, number one, you never think it's going to happen to you, right? How would I think that I didn't know? How would I believe that about myself? There had to be enough evidence of the resources available for me to say, okay, this can happen. The thing is,
well, look, hold on, Trace, before you get in there, because I think it's important. I think we should talk about that. I think that's important, though, CJ. Like, it's a couple of things I want to say, because even in that instance, though, we can say, but we got to know what questions to ask. It's a one thing about being ignorant, but it's another thing about not asking questions. And there's another thing about people saying that they got something, but it's another thing about people showing. I just don't understand in this day and age why, you know, unless, like I said, unless there was some type of trust in the person. Like, I think we should never shy away from what the real point of this is that in order for a person to give somebody money or to them to do a deal that involves money and they don't know the answers to a question before they give them the money, then they must trust the person they're giving it to. I mean,
and there has to be some kind of evidence there.
And if it's evidence, it's based on the evidence of who, though? Is it based on other people that are given, or is it based on people who have a track record of being around this person and it actually coming to fruition what they're promising? Because technically, if a person is around you and you know more than them and yet giving you money, any question you ask should be answered. That person should be able to go up and look and verify it. Like, I'm just saying.
But you don't know. See, and it's so deep. It's so there's so many layers to this, and I think that's what it is. So people, for first of all, I want to applaud anyone that's taking that risk to do something different with their money to bring forth an investment and a profit. You know, people some people will sit on their money or spend their money, but then you got those people who have the money and they say, I want to do something fabulous, I want to turn a profit, so they go ahead and they take this jump, this leap of faith. If it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, then it got to be a duck, right? The things are there, the buildings are there, the people are there, everybody's shown up. It's not like you walking in some back room in some abandoned building and somebody's like, yo, sign this. Like, it's not like that. Like, it's a real evidence of this. And I'm gonna be honest, it could work. What's happening out here? Let's say DJ Envy and what's his name?
Caesar Pena.
Had they done what they said they were going to do, the opportunity is there.
Right,
it would have worked.
But that's what I'm trying to say. I think that's where we got to be careful, because what we have to do is make sure that we hold ourselves accountable as well. Like, we got to be able to do that. Like, it's just like if you are a drug addict. Like, you cannot, unless you admit that you are one, you're not going to ever get the help that you need. And I think that's what comes down to what we're saying right now. Like, people can have all the bells and whistles, but I don't care what car it is. It could be a Mercedes to a BMW to a Range Rover. I've seen all of them on the side of the highway with either that orange sticker on it or some like half a t-shirt hanging out the window. Like, it really doesn't matter. Like, it's going to be something that is going to look the part. Like, think about how many TV evangelists or how many tent preachers that came and did fake miracles, and look at all the movies and stuff that they did. They make everything look like it was something, but in the end, they were still scamming the people. It's a way that people use these things. I'm just saying, like, we got to hold ourselves accountable to not being fully educated before we jump into things.
So,
Like, and that's my point. My point is, like, we got to get the education. Yeah, we might still lose out. We might still take the L. But the thing is, you knew how to get back. It's a lot of people who don't know how to get back. Like what CJ was saying, what's going on with DJ Envy and them ain't the same that happened to you, Trace, because you was able to get back because you got the information. Yeah.
And the type of scam it was. So that's a difference. Like,
you know what I mean? So even though, yeah, it would have worked, but it should have worked because it would have continued to work. So if the person was that greedy that they said, I'm gonna take this money from these people and I'm not gonna give them nothing because I want it for myself, when they could have just did exactly what they said they was gonna do and just continuously got money, that says a lot about that person, yo. Go ahead, Kev.
So let me give a very, very specific scam that was run about 15, maybe 16 years ago. So maybe kind of put some things into context. I worked at a bank. There's a guy that came in, and I worked at a small bank, and he had like about $1 million in my account at my bank at a small bank, and he would come in all the time, $12,000, $16,000, and I'm like, bro, you can't do that. Like, you're gonna be on paperwork. Like, you can't bring that type of money here. And he was like, bro, you should check out what I do. So I was like, well, what do you do? He was like, well, I'm in real estate. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So one day I go down to the little seminars on a Saturday, big building, downtown Dallas. And I'm like, wow, people with suits on, and they breaking down real estate investment. He's like, yeah, if your credit score is a 620, we can make you an investor, blah, blah, blah. We'll give you $10,000 up front, for every house that you put in your name. Blah, 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 blah. And there's people who were like, well, that doesn't make sense. And they're like, well, we build the houses, we qualify the buyers, we do everything for you. We give you the money so that way we can expand and sell more houses. So if you're a person and $10,000 would make a big difference in your life, maybe you could pay some bills off, pay your car off, do something with it. Then you're like, yeah, that does sound pretty good. You know, so
Right.
they would get people on the front end. Boom. How many houses you want? 3. Boom. $30,000 right here in your account. Now the builder starts building this house, you know, and that house gets built. And when it's done, the construction loan is closed out, and boom, here you go. Here's your house. Here's your loan. We don't have a tenant for you yet. But your mortgage is $2,500. You still got that $30,000 we gave you, right? Some people did, some people didn't. So now a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, this house is now in
Wow.
foreclosure.
Yeah.
Your house is in foreclosure because they never found a tenant for your house. Right?
What?
Yeah. So then it's like, oh, God, help me out. And it's like, well, we gave you this money up front until we were able to find somebody for you. But if you want to sign it over as a deed in lieu, we'll take the house back from you.
Right.
Oh, you don't want to do that. Okay, let it go through foreclosure. Who at the foreclosure sale? Here we are. We at the foreclosure
on.
sale buying that house back. And yeah, I do have a property management company, and I do have tenants that I can put in the house once I own it. Because as soon as I got it back from the foreclosure sale, guess who in there renting the house? So I built a house in your name, you know, use 90,000 of materials.
Because they on the HUD. That's right.
Yeah. So 90,000 of materials that appraised for 300. I took 210. I gave you 10,000. So now I got 200,000. And your mortgage went in foreclosure, and I went and swooped that house back up. Let's say I paid 140. Now I have a tenant in there. They paying that $2,000 a month, and the cycle just goes over and over. Now, there was enough truth in what they did for people to believe it. You are getting $10,000 per house deposited into your account. You're going through the process. They got all this paperwork, and everything is as legit as possible until, you know, because you go out there, you watch them break ground on your house because they building brand new houses from the ground up. That's how it was so much money in it, because they know how much the materials is. They know how much is this. They had appraisers in their pocket. All of these people in jail right now. I never bought a house. All these, when I tell you, like, I went to the club with dude one time, and he had a Prowler. I don't know if y'all remember what them Prowlers look like, but back in the day, that was an expensive vehicle. And he had Escalade. He had everything. Lived in a mansion in Dallas. And we go to the club one night. He got a 3/4 length mink on. I'm in college. Like, I had a hoodie on. I'm like, bro, what's going on here? We walked to the front of the line, and they like, we got a dress code. And he said, money don't have a dress code. Handed dude some money. I'm like, we walk in the club. We see Terrell Owens in the club. And I'm like, yo, that's T.O. And he like put his hand like in my face almost. He said, look, there ain't nothing in this club that he can buy that I can't buy. So I'm not giving no man praise. And I was like, I'm gonna be like you when I grow up. Yeah, I'm glad. Like, he like, Kev, I'll give you 10 grand just to bring people in. And I'm like, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I got student loans, I got all these different things. But when something is too good to be true, typically there's a catch. And in this case, a lot of people, hundreds, maybe thousands of people over a 4-year period went through different parts of their cycle. And like I said, $1 million in my account, 25 million in the Bank of America account. Like, dude was like, bro, I got money everywhere. And I was like, this is crazy. I met builders, and he like, yeah, bro, we build the houses, you know. Then he was like, I can show you how to do it. And it's like, bro, but you don't have no calluses on your hands. How you building a house? Like, how are you a builder, bro? Like, you ain't pick out no wood or nothing, bro. Like, how are you doing this? And it's not about how to do it. It's that as long as I'm smarter than you, then I'm gonna win and you're gonna lose every single time.
That's what you need to say. As long as what? I'm smarter than you. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, the builder, he you know, when things start getting cracked down, he was like, well, I'm not worried because my name's not on none of this paperwork.
What were?
So when it going to foreclosure,
he was an Arab.
But
the homie that I went to the club with, he was black.
Yeah,
he was black. He was a brother just like us. And I mean, he was a smooth talker. Like, he smoother than me. I'm like, that's crazy.
He did say
And
that.
like,
Yeah.
it
So
was
if we were to peel back the layers of this, right? First
Mhm.
of all, it's not a scam because if it was, it's not a scam when it's told because it can happen.
and it's
The
and it
scam is
did.
when it doesn't happen. That's what I'm
Right.
saying. Like, if it happens,
It
then
worked.
it's a win-win.
Right.
Right.
I guess my big question is, why the fuck ain't it happen? Am I allowed to curse?
Yeah. So this is the
I'm sorry.
thing.
You good,
So
girl.
why-
This is the thing.
Why?
So then, like I told you, like for them, when it got to that point, it's always a point. There's always a breaking point in every business, or the flip side of it, every Ponzi scheme. You know, initially, a person can have good intentions. Hey, Tracy, listen, I have a program. Let's use, like, I'm just going to completely make this. I have a program. You know how to rehab houses, right? Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to invest in some houses. I'm going to have you do the rehab work. And then at closing, I'm going to pay you whatever your fees are.
Keep
and you're
talking.
like, okay,
Keep talking.
yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. So now here you are, boom, you doing this, drywall, you done gutted the floors, you done got this thing right. The appraisal come in, me and you both happy. You know, we bought this house for 60, now it's appraising for 140 because you put this work in. And I'm like, hell yeah, great. You like, yeah, we count the money. And then it come closing time,
My
and
name
you
ain't
ain't
on
at the
nothing.
closing table.
My name ain't
Your
on
name
nothing.
ain't on nothing. Me and you we had a verbal agreement. My name ain't on nothing.
Let me
You know
say
what
it
I'm
for the
saying? Like-
people in the back. My name wasn't on shit. Okay?
Right.
And
See?
that's the thing. Their names, these people's names, the documents that will ensure you get your money are not being signed.
Right.
The places that you need to be, closing table, you're not attending.
Not there.
So even if there is the profit that was promised, you don't know, and you're going to have to take whatever's given to you.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna break it down this way, and I hope y'all I got rabbit brain, so hopefully I'm not jumping around. But let's say you give somebody $20,000, and they say, I'm gonna hold your $20,000. This is what happened with these guys over there in Jersey with Ponds, the thing that the scam they ran. So I give you $20,000, and I say to you, 5 to 6 months, I'm gonna give you back your $20,000 because we flipping houses here. I got this project that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you back your $20,000, and then I'm gonna give you pure profit on top of it. Return on your investment. Let's say another 10. 5 to 6 months, $10,000. Where you gonna make that? Tell me where you can go, or what job you can work that you could get $10,000 back on $20,000 in 5 to 6 months. And it can, and listen, the thing is, it's possible because I've done it.
Right.
It's possible because I've watched it done. I've gone into houses and put the renovations in them and sold them for the retail value, the ARV, and sold it with profits of $40,000 to $120,000
Right.
within 6 months. So
That's right.
I know, you've heard. There's no way that you can think, okay, now I could be a part of that. I don't have any skill set to do the renovations. I don't have the money to go ahead and buy the house, right? I can't close on an investment property because hard money lenders need this, and this. And you say, but this is my opportunity to get in. And then when the money turns over and it comes back to me with the profit, I can now reinvest it into another opportunity and do it again until I can start buying my own house. This is the thinking. This is the belief system. This is the truth. It can be that way. The problem is, it's not.
But
Yeah.
I think that's the point that I keep going back to. Everybody, we know that it could work, but it's the people. That's the only thing that makes it wrong, y'all, is the person who is behind whatever the opportunity is it's that person. Like you said, Tracy, you did it yourself and you got the profits. You did all these different things, right? But the way that flipping NJ did and the way that things happen to you and other people that are out here is that it really can work. That's why people invest. Like Kev said, it can work. But what happens is they know that you know that it ain't. They know already their exit strategy. They know because of the education.
No.
It keep going back to the education. Like what you don't know, you gonna be. It hurts you. They keep saying what you don't know won't hurt you. That's a lie.
That's
You proving that right now. Like it's a lot of things that we said today that proves it. Like what you don't know will hurt you.
That's
Like
right.
you know what I mean? So you gotta really think about that shit, yo. Like, listen, it's a lot of people out here who getting taken advantage of each and every day based on like a couple of things that we said earlier, the way that the deal sound and the person that behind it, whether they trust them or not.
That's right. It's kind of
And I
piggybacking on what really happened in that situation with DJ Envy and Cesar Pena. Being that I don't know what exactly they had going on, they're a
Oh, they
former.
tell you. Well, so you could know. Like they was taking
I
their
looked it
money.
up,
Oh,
but
okay,
it's
go ahead.
still allegedly until you know what I'm saying. Until everything's done, it's
But go ahead for context, so to explain to
so for
viewers who don't
context.
really know
So for people who
what
don't know
happened.
about how these type of scams happen and what goes down, there are legitimate investment groups that you can get in. You know, people who flip houses, who buy, sell, they get cash buyers. And what
Right.
sometimes they do, they pull money together, they
Yeah.
rehab the house, they sell it, they split the profits, and they do it again. It's
Right.
faster to get money that way than to get money from a bank, to get money lent to you.
Right.
So an associate of mine was like, Kev, I know you got some money. I'm about to go drop 10 grand on this investment idea. I'm like, okay, tell me about it. And he was like, buddy, he flips houses. He buys them, fixes them up, sells them, and he's giving a 10% return. And I was just like when it's over, he said, no. Every month, he's going to give you 10% of your money. And then at the end of it, he's going to give you your initial investment back. So if it takes him 3 months to flip the house, you've made 3,000. If it takes him 6 months, you've made 6,000. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So he jumped in 10 grand, boom, 30 days later, he got his first 1,000. He like, see, 10%, everything's great. Second month, got another 10,000. Another 1,000. He like, cool, I done made 2. And, I know I'm getting my 10 back at the end. At this point, we're going into the third month. Now he's so excited. He's telling everybody. He's telling his mom, his dad, brothers, sisters, people at the church, everyone that he knows, like, hey, I have this great opportunity for everybody. If we can pool money together, then we'll get an even greater return, because I only put in 10,000, so it's only 10% back for me. But if we did 20,000, it's 20% per month. And imagine what we could do with this money. So he's ecstatic. And between his network of people, and he was in a frat, between his network of people, he got up another 50 grand month 3 to buy into another investment at 50 grand. Because these projects are moving faster, they're going to give you a 30% return per month and still give you all your money back when the project closes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. At the end of the 30 days, after he gave that 50 grand, the number you have dialed.
Oh, wow. They blacked out on him. Well,
Just disappeared. Disappeared. I'm like, bro, like, how did you know him? Oh man, me and him used to work together, blah, 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 da. You know what I'm saying? Like, he friends with my cousin's friend. I'm like, so you knew enough of him, but you didn't know him.
Always somebody.
But you know what I'm saying? When I seen him before, he was driving an Impala. Now he in a BMW. Like, things is going good. He didn't show me these properties. He's showing me bank statements, bro. Like, so I'm sitting here like, so you done lost $58,000. $58,000 because You believed in somebody. They showed you enough of it working to then pull more out of you.
Lifestyle.
And it's
Yeah.
just crazy, man. And like, dude was like, I had to give him time
Like
off of
Rashid.
work. Like, cause dude just his whole life was in shambles because you done took money from the church, you done took money from the frat, and you think you're doing something good. And it sounds so good. And they showing you, bro, listen, you put your 10 in, boom, like clockwork, here's 1,000. Boom, here's another 1,000. Hey, who else you know want to make bread? Like, we got a bigger project coming up. And he was so ecstatic because 2 months in, they've done everything that they said they're going to do. And everybody knows the best lies contain an element of truth. You know what I'm saying? If you can sit here and be like, hey, listen, I got my money. This ain't no scam. See, look. It's right here. Look, I'm going to call him right now. Look, here go another 1,000. Like, it was just crazy, bro. Like, that's how it happens.
But you
It
know what?
seems like it's happening to people who don't have money to go and take the documents to an attorney, because the only way to get out of these things is to pay a $10,000 to $20,000 retainer for a litigation attorney. When you look at a lot of the targets, after they give this money, they don't have $10,000 to $20,000 for a litigation attorney.
But I think that's the problem, because in order for you to make sure that you're not being scammed, it is certain levels and certain things that are supposed to take place, or certain, requirements that are in place to make sure that you're protected. And if you're taking shortcuts for certain situations and for certain scams, I don't feel sorry for you, because it's a reason why you need to be able to afford to pay for litigation so that you're not being scammed. So if you don't have the money, then you need to go ahead and get your weight up before you then. If you got 10,000 to throw to somebody you don't know, shit, you should have 10,000 to throw towards litigation. Fuck that. So I mean, I get it. Everybody make mistakes. Everybody has been scammed. I have been scammed.
No, but you're right. You're right. I mean, you're not. You need to. If
Hold
we're
on.
gonna be transparent about everything, we need to be transparent about everything, because there are two sides to this. Because a predator is gonna go after the prey, but if you don't act like prey, they won't go after you. And you have to understand that some people do get what they're promised because they've done all the right things for that person to say, I'm not messing with them because they will put me under the jail, or I'm not messing with them because they will have me in court. And so, but a majority of the people don't know. There's no real place out here. There's no real place out here that has the information literally to say, make sure there's a promissory note on the property. Make sure you're getting interest payments every month. Make sure that you go through an attorney for the closing.
Right now, if you saying it right now, that is the information. That's what I'm saying. We can't.
Well, I'm gonna say it.
Hold on, but listen, we can't keep making excuses. Like, we still making excuses for why somebody getting scammed. Like, no, we're saying like, yo, you gotta protect yourself. It's just like in a boxing ring. What they tell you, they say protect yourself at all times. You don't get into a fight not be willing to protect yourself. So whether a person tells you, yeah, I got 20, give me 10,000. If you ain't got 20, don't give them 10. Like we saying like, yo, it's a method to getting scammed. Like, you cannot just say I'm gonna give you this and because somebody show you, because that's how you get scammed. The scam don't work just taking your money right away. The scam is called baiting. That's what they do. They bait you.
Bait and switch.
They're gonna make you do that, and then they're gonna switch on you. The point is, they use lifestyle to attract people.
Say that again. What does that mean? Tell them what that means.
You can't get, well, lifestyle is what they use to market and promote. So what they show you the cars, they show you the jewelry, they show you bank accounts, they show you all of these things to make you feel like, yeah, I can do this. The whole time, all that stuff they showing y'all is stuff they taking from people like y'all. The point is, though, we don't have, we keep making these excuses about not getting the education. Like, we could say all day, like, yeah, this person made it look like this, and it doesn't. We know it can work. Yeah, we know that it works. That's why they're using it against you, because that's how the scam works. It's not one Ponzi scheme that don't work. the person still took it. It's the people behind it, and we got to make sure that. That's why I'm saying, like tonight, we're not going to do all that. We're not going to
Right.
keep making it seem like this is okay for you to get scammed because you might not know. No, that's
Right.
not the purpose of today's show. The purpose of today's show is to say, listen, no, like no, like you just said, Tracy. People don't know where they. Yeah, they do know. Like get a
I'm gonna
promissory.
tell them.
If they don't know to get a promissory note, then why? Because that's education that's out there. We know, like you're not on the HUD. Like if you're gonna do a deal and they promise you something at closing, then you know that you got to be on the closing document. That's common sense. So if you telling me that yo, it's a person out here saying that yo, I'm gonna give you something and this gonna come back, I'm just gonna let you know, and you don't understand how to do research on your own. You don't know how to like, you don't know how to come up with an ARV. You don't know what it's like to do comp. Like these, that is your responsibility, not your
That's
money's
true.
responsibility, regardless. So no, I don't like that we making excuses tonight. My bad. I've been trying to let everything go, but no, like no, we not doing that, yo. Like we gonna call it a spade a spade.
Yeah.
People
Right.
getting
Okay.
taken advantage of. People getting taken advantage of by people they trust. Everything that we saying is like we going around the belt line to go to Raleigh. You're gonna stay in Raleigh on the belt line. You're not going to Raleigh on the belt line. You know what I'm saying, Kev? So what I'm
I hear
saying,
you.
all these other people,
Okay, Rev Ra,
we not about.
Yeah.
Reverend Ra.
I mean, I'm just
Preach.
saying, we not about to do that because, like, yo,
Yeah.
no, there are people because, like, Kev, you was there, you saw all that, but you didn't get taken advantage of. It could be a number of reasons why God kept you from jumping out the window, but you got the education from that scenario.
Right.
That's how you just broke it down. You broke it down in a way where you can show somebody, like, listen, fam, oh, word, you think that's a Bentley? I'm going to tell you, that's a Chrysler 300. Let me show you.
That's
Remember,
right.
remember how people used to think that
You
Chrysler
The
just-
Bentley grills on the 300s.
Remember? Until the motherfucker ride
No.
past you, you like, oh,
I
that's a
would
Chrysler.
never know the difference.
You know what I'm saying?
That sounds like a 6-cylinder. Ain't no Bentley.
Well, remember, that's what I'm saying. There's people
Yeah.
you got the education off of that to tell somebody. Like Tracy, what happened to you about what we talking about that we not technically giving details? You got the information, but the only difference between you and possibly the people that Kev happened to witness that was in there cheering for, and spending their money is that they didn't have the education to get it back.
Right.
It's one
And
thing about knowing what to do, but it not excuse me, it's another thing to know how to get it back. People ain't
and
getting
that's
it
the,
back.
and not just get it back, but also fight back and stand up for yourself. Because so let's just take it to another level. If once it does pop off, once you do pay attention, yo, this is kicking in. Once you do pay attention and you see, wait a minute, this don't look right, and you start asking questions, you get these vague answers. You're not getting no detailed answers. Nobody's producing paperwork. Everything is created by that person. All these things going through. It is what it is. That saying, it is what it is. It can't be nothing else, but it's turning into it didn't start off looking like a scam, but it's turning into looking like one, right? It is what it is. So
We're gonna talk about that. We're not gonna do that no more. We said we're gonna say what do we need people need to look for to
Right.
avoid that scam.
yeah, so I'm gonna get to so once you see it and you realize it, and this is the issue, and you'd be surprised. Number one, in our culture, we don't snitch. That's number one problem. Y'all hear me? Telling them, I don't know what it is. I know people that won't come to me, but I could tell, so I have to ask, or no one's talking. They'll all be in the same room, all victims of the same thing, and the person that did it to them is standing right there. They won't snitch. It's not snitching. There's a difference between.
Is it snitching or telling you?
It's not snitching. Because the thing
right?
is to me, I started looking at it like if you get somebody who is a predator on children, right? Pedophile, and it happens to someone that you love and you don't tell. And then they continue for 20 years doing it to a bunch of other children. The responsibility when we talk about, we're a family, we're a culture, the responsibility is, number one, you got to speak up. You got to tell. You can't be afraid of the confrontation or the reputation. Fuck that. It's time to start speaking up and telling. The second thing is, right, before you sign any document, pay the $50 or the $100 to go to an attorney, email them the document and ask them to review it. Because I can guarantee you there's loopholes in that document that people, a person who works a regular 9-to-5 job is not going to know. You know, in real estate, they teach you contracts, right? Am I right? They teach you all about these contracts. And, you know, in North Carolina, this is what a legal contract looks like. If you don't take the class, you don't know that, right? So,
Right.
but the attorney, you know, will say, pay me $50, let me look it over. This is missing this, and this. When you go to the attorney and the attorney says, it's missing this, and you go back to that person and you say, how come this, and this? Now the person is like, I'm not going to play with them.
Right.
I got enough victims out here. I'm not playing with them.
That $50
Then
to $100 will help save somebody's life.
But this is so crazy. We will give some, I had to $20,000, write a check $20,000 for somebody to directly deposit it into their bank account. Not send it to the attorney for it to go in the trust fund, for it to be released at closing with the promissory note. I'm going to write you a check for my life savings. I'm going to pull out my IRA. I'm going to give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
And literally, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. I
So
gotta
yeah,
stop.
you're gonna give it to me because listen, the thing is, you know, you don't want to have to pay taxes on this because this money it's taxed differently. So what I'll do is I'll take the hit and I'll just pay you under the table. So that's why you depositing the money with me directly versus us doing it the other way. That's what happens to people.
Oh, we
You
got
know,
a question, y'all.
So
Oh,
we're gonna
that's
answer it. So this is what I was gonna say when it comes to that. You're right, Kev, but that's where I think that's what CJ was saying. Like, hey, Meek, is she still here?
no, I think she.
What do
I
you
think
mean
she.
am I here? I'm here.
We
Can't
The
see you.
camera's off.
Oh, my camera looks on to me. I see it.
Oh yeah, we've been the whole time. We just thought you was crying or something. Like we didn't know if this touch on. You was back there.
No,
Like,
my camera's been on. I can see myself.
black now. You
Is
ain't
it on
black.
now?
I mean,
It's
you
just
black,
black.
You ain't black, but you blacked
It's
out. Bro.
black?
We can't see you at all.
That's
No,
crazy.
So why you ain't said nothing? I'm like, yo, what's she doing? Like, you ain't said nothing. But look, just fix your camera, come back out and come back in because we can't see you. Like nobody can see you. You know what I'm saying? But just come back out and come back in. Yeah. So no, but what I was gonna say, that's what I'm saying, Kev, and I think that's what CJ's saying too. Like it's levels to getting scammed, right? But it's also levels to being able to understand if this is something you should get in or not. Like you gotta know your truth. If you don't have the money, you gotta pay to play.
That's a good one.
You get what I'm saying? You gotta pay to play. Like what they say, if whatever you want to buy, if you can't afford 4 of them, then you shouldn't buy it. Right? It's the same rule. It's like everything is the same thing. Like it goes and it comes in cycles. We all deal with the same thing. It goes and comes in cycles.
Hey.
There you go. We can see you now.
And
Yo,
I think a lot of it has to do with these TV shows. They make it look so glamorous, and you know these network TV shows of flipping houses. They make it look like, you know, at the bottom is cha-ching, we made $80,000. Like that.
Yeah, so that's we gotta
That ain't-
educate ourselves better. Like the same way how job do they reference and check, you know, it's a network or an entire industry of people that do this shit. So if you simply ask around and ask about these people will let you know what's up with the what's up. It's reviews online. You'll be able to see all this unless you just a first batch of people who they scamming. But if they already got some proof where it's working to at least bait your ass in, you're gonna have people that's gonna be out there talking about that shit. So to me, the only way I feel like certain scams could happen is if you just being completely oblivious. If anybody just simply asking you for money, I think the first thing you need to do is look at yourself in that situation. You're playing as an investor, and any investor know that you gotta get into the nitty gritty. You gotta get yourself into that, because people will take your money and they'll run, because, like you say, they don't know. You don't know shit about the industry. You dumb. You dumb enough to me, to allow me to talk your money up out your pockets or out your bank account. I'm gonna take your money and run. Like you say, I'm gonna give you vague ass answers. But no, do your homework. Look these people up. Don't just hand your money over. If you don't trust somebody with your body, if you don't trust somebody with your heart, stop trusting people with your pockets. If you ain't educated,
right.
you're gonna take the time to at least sit online and Google some shit, read a few articles, go past the first page, because fuck, the first 3 pages at least to educate you something. But after that, do your damn thing. But it's too many sources. Don't just stay on TikTok. Stop getting your
Right.
sources all from one person. Don't stop
Right.
doing that shit. When you give your money over, do thorough research first and make sure if that person is not only credible, but if the investment they're wanting you to kind of invest in, or whatever the case is, make sure that shit in itself is legit. That way, if that's legit and the person is quote unquote seeming to be legit too, the only way it'll fuck up is if that person don't come through. That'll be the only way all this will fuck up, because this is a real, this is a real transaction. All this shit is real, but you fucked it up because you pocket the money instead of paying out dividends, versus the shit with DJ Envy and them. You got 100 people going in on a house. That shit don't even make fucking sense. And when he ran that shit down to his men, they told him that shit. So that in itself is just fucking dumb. They baited people in because of their name and their notoriety. So this is for people like that. Like, don't.
But that's the thing. You don't. So say I'm gonna break it down. Just a scenario of what could be happening, right? Because I can't say for sure what the back office is doing in somebody else's house, but I can tell you what it looks like, right? So say you get this house and you say, I have an investment property and I'm looking for some people to put some money to contribute to the money for the renovation part of it. And if you give me this money, then I'll give you a return on your money in 5 to 6 months, right? The thing is that while I'm giving my money for this house, over there in another place, another town or another city, somebody else is giving. There's no way, because number one, it's not recorded, right? You're signing a piece of paper that is saying that this project is you're investing into this project, but it's not recorded down at the Register of Deeds, right? There's no promissory note, right? So they don't know that the other person exists. So that, and I think that's probably why the FBI, and it's one of those things where people are starting to catch on right now, because they didn't even recognize that this was a doable thing, right? But now they're like, okay, now that we see how you're doing this, we coming after all your asses.
Right.
And because there's no way that a person, and some of these people have spent a year seeing these people for a whole year showing up. A lot of times these people aren't running and hiding. They're still coming. They're still showing up. They're still talking. They're still presenting, So it's really the only way to protect yourself is to have it in writing, looked at and closed on by an attorney, and an attorney you can trust, because you could get an attorney that might be their attorney,
Right.
and you think that this person that does appraisals, and this person that does attorney, and this contractor, you think that they're gonna tell you the truth, and they're actually working, not, I don't want to say for, but since they're benefiting from the profits of the way things are going, they're not going to say anything. So get your own attorney. And that's what I did. My attorney was like, she literally, like, I have to admit, she's very conservative. She was like, bitch, what? Like, I literally was like, what did you just say? She was like, what are you thinking? And the light bulb came on. I had to hear someone tell me, like, bitch, what? What are you thinking? And that's when it came on. But you have to get your own attorney, and you have to ask the attorney, will this bond me where when the profits come in, I will get. Now, check this out. So let's say the deal goes correctly.
Finish that before you say that, so people can
What was
learn.
I saying?
About getting the attorney.
Yeah, about getting the attorney and then
You
making
get your
sure.
own attorney, and your attorney will read the document and say, "This will bond you. This is hold you." But either way you look at it, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, if the person does not stick to the agreement that is on that document, whether you go through an attorney or not, you still have to go to court to get your money back. It's
Right.
like there's no real way around it. So what I'm saying is, at least if you
Gotta have
show
the money.
them that you're
You know,
savvy,
you know the way around it. You know the way around it, Tracy. They gotta have the
huh?
like investment is not just taking your last 10,000. That's what we saying. Like you got to be smart enough to know what it is. If you're looking for a quick flip, then you got to. This is not the street. Real estate is
Well,
not the.
that's the thing. I always
I
say
mean-
this is a business, not a hustle. But that's the thing.
Right.
They
But
think
you
it's the
got.
street.
But that's what I'm
Mhm.
saying, and I think that's what we've been saying the whole time. Like, listen, yo, no,
Mhm.
we gonna do this. If you got money, if you really ain't got enough money to fight your case, like if you don't have enough, like then you shouldn't be investing. Like that's the bottom line. Promissory notes. That's common sense. So it's like certain things that when people get taken advantage of, we can't feel sorry for people when they don't do the basic things because you don't have to be a real estate person to know. Like if you give somebody money and they say they're
Which
gonna pay you back, you got to get a promissory note. Especially if you give them something that you know you want back, then you have them some, and then you get it notarized in front of a notary.
if
Like
they
it's certain things that you do. Like
to
if
lessen
you
your chances of getting scammed.
right.
Right, but
Just
let me tell
even
you.
if
Let me
it's
tell
your
you.
family member, hold on, Tracy. Even if it's your family member, it don't matter who it is. Like, yo, if you giving out a certain amount of money over a certain amount of money, and you know you need that money back, then it's all promissory note, notarized. Let's make sure that, and then you right, you gotta go to court. So make sure you got enough money to fight. It's like a war. What they say, you can't go to war if you can't afford it. Like, don't do something
Nah.
you can't do it. We don't make no excuses. All right, no excuses. Like, listen, if you can't afford to play or pay, then you can't play.
You
Let
Period.
me tell,
lessen
let
your
me tell you
chances
the,
of being
let me
prey.
tell you one more thing to
You
look
can't
at.
do it. You can't do it. It don't matter how we look at it. Don't
No,
jump
no,
into it if you can't swim. Not you.
One
I'm
more
not saying.
thing. One more thing for somebody who's listening to open their eyes to. So let's say everything goes exactly the way this person said. 5 to 6 months the house sells, and it sells for the ARV, the value of what the market is, right? And the original thing was if it sells for the ARV based off of what we bought it for and what the estimated renovation budget was, we should be making $160,000 to be split amongst all of us. If you can't see the renovation budget, the money, the draws, the money that's coming in, what's being spent, who the other people are partnering on the deal with you, and this and that, they're true to their word. When the house sells, you get your money back. But guess what? There's no profit. There's no profit because by the time all the money's been spent, by the time everybody's been paid back, so you basically made a loan and not getting no interest payment on your loan. So now you're getting back your principal balance. You're getting back your $20,000. But there's no profit in the house. And there's no way that you can see that unless you're on the closing documents. Because then when the closing documents, so create an LLC with this person. Open up a bank account with this person. So that way when the bank is releasing funds for the renovation of the house, you're seeing what's being spent, right? Now you know that the $80,000 budget went into the house, and then we needed an extra $20,000, so we brought another person on. So now you know that it's $100,000, right, spent on the house. So you take the purchase price of the house You look at how much money was spent on the renovations. The only way you can see that is because now you're on the LLC. Now, when the hard money people release funds for the renovations that are completed, you see the money going in the bank account, and you see the money coming out to pay the subs and the vendors for the bank. So you know that that's where the money is going. Now, when the house sells, your calculations of profit are true. That is the only way to as far as I know, and maybe somebody out there knows a different way, but that is the only way to know exactly what's being spent or what's being paid for by the bank to the investor, and what is actually being spent and what is being spent on. So now you could get your profit that you set. If you don't know what the budget is, if you don't know what it's being spent on, if you don't know how many people are on that, want to have signed one of those papers, if you don't know, when the house sells, you may get your $20,000 back, but that'll be it. So now somebody used your money, right? With a deed and a closing document that has their company on it. They look good. They can go do it again. But now you don't have the extra money or the return on the investment that you thought that you were going to get back. So now you could do it for yourself. And y'all stop me if I'm not making no sense. Because I can't really hear myself talk. Yeah.
You good. But look, yeah, so that's good. That's good info. So just to make sure that people understand, if you in the real estate investment, pay attention and make sure that you could be on all the docs, yo. Make sure you know exactly what you're doing before you get in it. It is education out there for you to understand the basics of it. Just know what part of it you're looking to get into. Educate yourself. Don't get taken advantage of. Learn from other people's mistakes. All right. That's the main thing that we want everybody to do. Learn from other people's mistakes. Don't be a person that's willing to think that somebody's going to do something for you. Remember, even if somebody offers you something, it's always a way for you to learn and just figure it out. If you get taken advantage of, at least you did everything that you did to try to protect yourself. That's the number one thing. You did everything you can. It's like I said, I used the analogy about boxing earlier. There's a lot of boxers who go out there and train. They train to win. There's no boxer that get in the ring don't train to win. But when you get in there, sometimes you might lose. I mean, and then if you do lose, it's not because you didn't put up a fight, but you might lose. So, okay. So if you lose, at least you went in there trained to know that you could lose the fight. And that's what I think when it comes to investing. You got to be trained in it. Like you can't just jump out there and do it. I mean, all of us, we take our time before we go do anything. We take our time. I tell people all the time, before you invest in, learn how to wholesale. Like it's just certain things about the business and certain steps that people could take if they want to really learn how to get into the business. Start from a place where you don't have to take a L. Just start from a place where you get to learn. You know about documents, you know about this, you know about closings, you do wholesaling. That's a great way to get into the business for you to learn all these things so you won't get taken advantage of. Tonight's topic, we wanted to make sure that we talked about scamming and how people got scammed and different things that happen in real estate. We want to make sure that we give out some type of information to people, and if we ain't give out too much information tonight, y'all, at least we told y'all basically with common sense. Look, man, stop playing, yo. Like if you know, I don't know how you get your money. That ain't my point. My point is that whatever you're doing with your money, don't just freely give it away. We understand that people give it away to people they trust or trust that have whatever they say they doing. And we all understand that. But at the end of the day, business is business. If you giving somebody something you want back, get a promissory note. If you don't feel like that, go get it notarized. You don't know somebody that's a notary, go to the bank. I don't care. It's something about it that I just say that when it comes down to your money and when it comes down to business, just treat everything like business. You shouldn't be disappointed, y'all. So before we get out of here, y'all, I want to make sure that we go around and everybody, let everybody know what's coming up, yo. You know what I'm saying? Then we're gonna give our guests the last so like we could close it out. But so Meek, you ain't say nothing all night, so at least I can get you to say something now. Like I don't know what is going on with you. Your camera was off for most of the show.
My camera was on for me, so I had no idea that y'all couldn't see me. I was just here, all intrigued. I
But
was
I want
here. So.
I want to ask a question. Like I want to ask because all of our screens look kind of the same. So I guess we on a laptop. So what you
Yeah,
on? You on your phone?
yeah, I'm on my phone.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, okay, so that's why the camera blacked out. All right, bet. So this.
No, I'm always on my phone. Shut the fuck up, Ra. Before
Oh,
you
no.
get cussed out on your
Yeah,
show.
I just
Shut
like to
up
say
before you get cussed out on your
iPhone.
show.
You ain't on their iPhone, so we're not gonna do that. All right, bet.
I'm on my iPhone every week.
All right, bet. So
Every week.
before we go, we're gonna start with you, so you can at least say something. I want to at least put something out there that you said on this show. So listen, what you got going on? Don't say follow you, please.
Follow me on Facebook. It's like, no, I'm just kidding. Just because you told me not to say it. No. You guys know end of the year is coming. You need your planners. Let me know. I got you. I got the parent ones, the baby or your kid, writing your journals to them. If you need one, let me know. Of course I got merch. Follow me on Facebook because I don't know my link for it, but it's on Facebook. And I'll be putting out some new stuff this weekend on Zazzle for some new products. So be looking out.
That's dope, yo. That's dope. That's dope. C double, what we doing?
Well, you guys know, Review That Careers, the app will be launching November the 15th at Apple and Google. We just got the website finished as well. So it's moving slowly but surely, but we are showing some sort of progression. So yeah, just check us out.
Hey,
Hey, yo,
can you say that again? What is it that you said? It cut
Oh,
off.
it's preview.career. So it's pretty much a job board or similar to a job board. What we do is immersive day in the life videos for people that are looking to either switch to a career that's already in like college or trade schools looking to, further their career. So that's pretty much the synopsis. If you go on our website or our landing page and sign up via email, we'll be able to send you more information. But our app drops November the 15th. Our beta is now out, but the app drops the 15th of November. So hopefully if everything stay on track, then we'll be releasing that in the Apple and the Google Play stores.
all right, dope.
And I just want to say, you hardcore. Like I don't know who you are, lady. Yes, but you speak your mind, and the thing is, you being your authentic self. So it's nice. It's nice to feel that power, and it's not a scary power because it's natural, right?
That's because I'm from DC, girl. As soon as you say you from New York, I say, oh yeah, I like her.
That's what it is. So I know who to call. Okay.
Yeah.
So CJ, what we gonna do on one of the shows, because I'm gonna see if you can share your screen one day. I'm gonna see if we got the capability. I think I can. I think I got the capability to be able to allow people to share their screen. So what we could do one day, maybe on the show, we could walk through it. Like you can pull it up after launch and everything, and you can pull it up. You know what I'm saying? And we could show people some little things about it or whatever, so they could get a better idea. To help push it, you know what I'm saying, to help market and promote your joint too, yo.
Right.
I mean, it's a good look, man. We gotta do that. We gotta look out for each other. Same thing with Tamika. She don't know her link, but I would say this.
Because it's not mine. It's not. It's Zazzle. It's their own site, so they make up something at the end of it. So that's where I'm like, I don't really know what it is.
But we're gonna copy it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna show it. We're gonna give you an opportunity to share your screen too, and that way we can show it. I'm gonna create a link. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we'll do it as a link tree. You know what I mean? We'll do a link tree, and then everybody could get that link tree link, and it'll take them straight to whatever you want them to click on. You know what I mean? That way, you don't have to worry about remembering. You know what I mean, and stuff like that. Because the one thing we're going to continue to do on here is that no matter what the topic of the show is, we know entrepreneurship is what we all do. So we're going to make sure that we get people to this business stuff that we're doing. We got to give them these links. We got to make sure they get to it, even if it's the content. No matter what, we got to make sure that we figure it out. So we'll come up with a link tree link for it. That way I could show it on the show or whatever, and then people can see it at least, and they can know where to go to. You know what I mean? So we're gonna make it easy. We ain't gonna do it. We're gonna make it easy. So look, Kev, what we got, yo?
All right. So last show of the year for the band is Friday. Check us out if y'all can. I'll be posting some information about it. You already know we back in the lab, new material coming out. So I'll see y'all Saturday, right?
Yeah.
You can catch me Team Collective TV. I'm all over there. If you catch me in real life, you lucky. You lucky because I'm a busy man.
No doubt. Yeah, that's what's up. All right, Trey. So let everybody know what you got going on, what you got coming up.
All right. So, I have a house that I'm finishing up in Roxborough, and I'll be finishing that one. It was one of those situations where a contractor got a new investor, went to the house, charged the new investor $102,000, made them pay for work that wasn't completed.
Wow.
And they met me at a meeting and was telling me their situation, and I went over there and we rocked. I ain't gonna lie, my guys, they rocked. That house looked good. I was like, oh well, with the little butcher block countertops or whatever that they have. So it looks really nice. So it's about ready to go on the market. And then of course the Pink Camera project management. I think what I'm gonna do is I needed something to kind of validate or reiterate in my brain what it is I need to do. I think I'm gonna shift a little bit. I do want to help people, but I think on my YouTube channel and everything, I'm going to start giving tips and breaking things down and giving real honest information, because I heard myself and I heard y'all clear, and people don't know where to get the information. And not just that, the information that is out there through some of these resources, they're kind of stiff, uptight, maybe not relatable. And I feel like I can relate to whatever, from the penthouse to to the gutter. I can do whatever needs to be done to get it across. But I think it's my responsibility, and I haven't stepped up. So based off of this show, I think one of my ways of fighting back, I won, right? But everybody is not going to win, because I'm keeping my mouth shut too. Exactly. Right? So I think I'm going to step up. And so look on my Pink Camera, Tracy Pink Camera YouTube, and I think I'm going to just go ahead and start giving some little education on how to do this the right way and how to protect yourself when you do real estate investment.
So if y'all want to send me $19.99 to the link I just posted, we will have Tracy Pink Hammer's material. You know what I'm saying? Right here.
Don't listen. So
to him. That goes to the question that was asked by Yessie. You know what I'm saying? So now we know where it's a place to go get it. I know the couple of words you used. You said that you might, but I think that you really should. You know what I'm saying? And go ahead and give out the information. Use your channel. Use your voice. Because not only do you have the education to bounce back, you also been through it yourself. So, you know how they say about the dude from the Hair Club for Men? He not only the president, but he also a client type shit.
And also a client.
Yeah. So you not only do you know how to get back from a scam, you've been scammed. So it's the authenticity and being able to give out the right information, the details of it. So please take your channel to the next level. Don't just say you think. I hope you go ahead and do it. Who's that? Who is that?
Who shit popping like that?
That was the Lord telling Rod to stop dressing me down and put me in. He said, not only should you think about it, but you should do it. Rod will always push me to the out of my shell. And he does it all smooth. Like I can't even curse him out.
Want me to do it?
I can been there. Like that's really how I act. And that fuck be talking to Rob be like, yo, so not that you thinking about it, but that you actually are going to do it. Yes, Rob, I am going to do it.
People need the info, so there's no need for you to hold on to it. Go ahead and give it out. Be the voice. All right, be relatable. Like you said, you are. and give people what they need, because if we gotta avoid it, like people have to avoid it. This is a real serious thing that's going on. But real estate investment or investing period is something that everybody should be doing. We don't want people to get turned off from having the mindset of being an investor. We want people to just know how to avoid from getting jabbed. That's all we saying. Like, you gotta learn how to dodge a jab. That's the first thing. What you gonna do? You gonna stand there and take it? No, you're gonna dodge it. So we gotta teach people how to dodge it. Like, that's the main thing. That's all I want to make sure that we get off. I know I was a little blunt. I know I apologize. I know in the background we could talk about it, but like at the end of the day, no, I don't want no excuses. We don't do that around here. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's not what we do. We take accountability for being crazy. Like, if you didn't know something and you did something you got taken advantage of, come on, suck it up. Like, we all gotta be accountable. Like, we cannot just walk around here like in life and act like we're the victim all the time. Yeah, some people did our shit wrong. Yeah, some people didn't do us right. Yeah, it's people that we love that don't really care about us the right way. We know all of these things. A lot of
Right.
relationships that people are in, we know all of these things. But at the end of the day, how do you feel about your motherfucking self? Because it's called self-esteem, not everybody else's esteem. Not your family esteem, not your cousin, not your third aunt. I'm saying, like, yo, how do you feel about yourself? And at the end of the day, do you want to get taken advantage of? No. So we're gonna do what we can to protect ourselves. So please
That's right.
take the opportunity, right? Tracy, get on your joint and get the popping, yo. Whenever you start, just let me
Right.
know. We'll get around with the crew. We'll start marketing and promoting. Or when you do the videos, we'll share them and all that other things, and we'll start sending people that way. So, and if you don't do it, I'm probably, what's today? Today is Tuesday. Be looking for like a message from me by Saturday asking you, like, yo, what we doing? If you ain't doing it, I'm gonna come another one probably around Tuesday or so. Yo, like, what we doing? If you don't do it around then, I'm gonna come back around another Thursday.
Ah!
Stop playing with me. Don't play with me, yo. We want to make sure people get what they come for if they on the platform. So I'm telling you, get your shit jumping
That's
like
right.
Jordan. All right.
That's
All
right.
right, yo.
He's
So
right.
all the people out there, thank y'all for watching. All of y'all, I appreciate that, man, because there's a bunch of y'all that jumped on tonight. And if y'all are not already subscribed to the channel, please do. Shout out to the scammer that jumped in the comments over on Twitch. Like, it's a good thing that we talked about scamming tonight because you jumped out there. I know you said sorry for bothering me, but we are live, so you already know you bothering me. So thank you for using the translator, the talking English. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna hold you. I want people to see.
For
what
one,
I'm
my man name is Mighty Khan.
All
Nigga,
right.
Khan. Like,
Fam jumped out there. He says, hello, sorry for bothering you. I want to offer you a promotion for your channel. Viewers, followers, views, chats, bots, etc. The prices are lower than any competitor. So in other words, he jumping out there saying they can help me cheat. I mean, but that's the thing. But that's what they do. They get your information and then bam, boom, boom, boom. Next thing you know, you got shit coming in from China or wherever else, and you got your, credit card company calling you like, yo, you bought this? You bought
That's
you buying
crazy.
this? So it happened. So when I'm talking about the scammers are everywhere, CJ hit the nail on the head earlier in the show. Like, listen, regardless of what you're doing, this scam, they everywhere on everything. These motherfuckers just jumped out there on us, and we live. They jumped out on live, like I wasn't gonna show the comments. All right. So yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
shout out to
that's
y'all.
God.
Shout out to the people that
Look-
jumped on. Thank y'all, man. Next week, yo. So listen, I forgot to say this. I know I should be more excited, but next week's show, man, that's the year anniversary of Sparking Conversation, man. We went all the way a year, man, consistently. I think we only missed like maybe one day, one Tuesday or so, when it's based on a holiday. Other than that, we've been consistent. We've been jumping out the window, giving our opinion. Y'all been showing support and love, so we just want to let y'all know. So when we come back on there, we're gonna have a bunch of people that's been on the show just make a guest appearance, and we just gonna chop it up, man. We have fun. We had fun throughout the show. We had a lot of dope shows, man. We talked a lot of shit. You get what I'm saying? And I have a lot of people that came on, from comedians to everything, and they all was like, wow, they love to come on the platform. So thank y'all, man. So shout out to y'all. We made it a year, and we're gonna keep going another year, man. We're gonna change this.
Congratulations.
There you go. All right. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
I don't know the song. What's how the song go? Congratulations.
I don't know. I might have to get it and play. Oh, I forgot we play music. Another thing before we go, yes, we're gonna be doing reviews. Shout out to y'all. My bad. Yeah, we going into the
What?
new season. the new season coming in January. We're gonna go to the season 2. That's right. And then we're gonna add a few things. We're gonna add a few elements. We're gonna do a couple things. We're gonna do some music reviews. A lot of people have been hitting me asking me, will I do that? And I'm like, yeah, fam, I play your joints, but we're gonna be honest though. So just be prepared. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, don't ask for nothing you don't want. I guess that's what we gotta say. But yeah, we're gonna do it and we're gonna make it shake, yo. So outside of that, thank y'all for watching tonight. Thank y'all for all y'all for joining. Thank you for the comments.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. This was fun. This was good.
We appreciate that. Tracy, thank you for being our guest tonight and jumping on.
I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all just don't know. Y'all are the realest out here. I cannot wait when everything blows up, and I know I'm getting some seats, some front row seats. I want a bottle of champagne. Y'all think I'm playing? I want to be treated. No, I'm serious. I want to be treated right. Don't act like you don't know me, Rob. I'll put you in a headlock.
Now listen, we got you. No, we got you, yo. We got you. And thank you, Chrissy. Thank you. We appreciate that, yo. Yeah, so all I'm gonna say is that everybody out here, man, we appreciate y'all for real, man. And yeah, we are coming. Thanks, Tracy, for speaking that out. Yeah, we will be live. We will come to a stage near you, and we will have it. But we raw. Like y'all think we act up on here. Y'all don't even understand. When we in front of y'all, we gonna make sure we get it to y'all. So just be ready, cause CJ be jumping out the window. Tamika don't always not talk, so don't get used to that, y'all. She talk for real in real life. All right, and Kev gonna give it to y'all. Y'all already know. Kev got clips out there. He done started a whole race war on our page before. So y'all know that we're not gonna say anything. So just keep up with us, man. So double salute to y'all. Until next week, man. I'm your boy Rod One. And don't forget, man, if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will, man. Double salute to y'all, man. Peace. Peace.